This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We focus on local Easter traditions next. Hi there everyone, and thank you for watching us in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513 and in SD on Channel 13. With the Samsung Productions app, you can stream us for free on your TV with Apple TV and Google Chromecast. I'm Ken Kara, and these are your headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Today is Good Friday. For members of the Christian faith, it's the most solemn day of the year. It commemorates the day Jesus Christ was crucified and died on the cross. Each year on this day, we feature religious programming, including the Stations of the Cross with the late Father Will Camillus, the former administrator of Most Precious Blood Church in Hazleton. Here's an excerpt with Father Camillus talking about how the Stations of the Cross came about.
The Holy St. Francis of Assisi reminded the Church that we are not limited by space, and so he developed a devotion by which we would walk, Christians would walk through the interior of their churches and with their imagination recreate the streets of Jerusalem. They walk Jerusalem in the heart rather than in the body. And so today we do the same. There are 14 stations that recall the passion and the death and burial of our Lord. We do not walk physically the streets of Jerusalem. Would that we could, but our busy lives, the great distance that keeps us from that part of the world, make this a viable option. The essence of this prayer is the fact that we join our Lord in our hearts. And so let us place ourselves there. Let us use our imagination to walk with him. Let us ask him to share with us his own experience, that we may come to a deeper knowledge of what he did and the reasons why he did it.
This special featuring the Stations of the Cross will be rebroadcast tonight at 9:30 p.m. on SSPTV. And that is just one of the many religious programs being featured on SSPTV during Holy Week. On a new Sam Lassant show, Sam talks via phone with the barefoot preacher known as What's Your Name? Now known as James. Sam asks about his latest travels and impact on those he meets. Also a reminder that we will show the 2016 Easter Mass on Easter Sunday at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., and 6:30 p.m. right here on SSPTV. And remember, you can watch all of our programming anytime with our free app or at ssptv.com. The Easter season is rich in many traditions, and our Lisa Sugart talked with an area woman about a special homemade cross that can be found in cemeteries all across our area.
I'm pleased to welcome back Jennifer Barnasevich. She's the owner of Smith Floral Shop. She's also a volunteer for many organizations in the Beaver Meadows community and throughout the area. And we're here today, I guess, talking a little bit about tradition. With the Easter season upon us, you've taken notice that many things we do in our area we appreciate and see, but maybe other communities don't do the same. And most recently, you were here talking about the palm crosses that your church makes and your store sells as well. So this is a popular tradition in our area, but you were surprised to find out not all communities embrace that.
Yes, I find that in our area, just with the flower shop, even for Easter, at Memorial Day, other holidays, our area, we tend to decorate the graves. So I think it's probably part ethnicity of our area and our close-knit families, as you had mentioned, but we definitely honor our loved ones that have passed at certain holidays, and the palm crosses are one thing for Easter that at the shop and at St. Paul's in Beaver Meadows that we sell a lot of.
The palm crosses, many people put them on for Palm Sunday,
Yes.
because that is the significance, the palms for Palm Sunday. But some people, I guess, just use them for Easter as well, or leave them up through the Easter season. You see them there for quite a while at the cemeteries.
Yes, we sell a lot for Palm Sunday, but then that Holy Week, a lot of customers are still coming in to look for them. I mean, obviously the palm is signified in Palm Sunday, you know, when Jesus rode into Jerusalem. So that's why the crosses are made from the palm. But there's customers that also buy Easter plants, hyacinths, tulips to place on the graves as well.
It is. It's a tradition. I know in our household too, we would always have the Easter flowers. And then, you know, you do take them and put flowers on the graves as well. So you see a lot of people doing that at your shop, but you've spoken with some other florists who maybe don't experience the same orders you do.
Yes, in other areas, not even that far from us, communities don't, it's not that big of a tradition for the holiday to place on the loved ones' graves.
We have a lot of tight-knit families, a lot of religious people in this area. So do you think that's really the basis? Not to say that other communities don't, but this area has always been very rich in tradition.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think that the tradition of it, and it's handed down from generation to generation. You know, you watched your grandparents do it and your parents, so then, you know, then it's your turn to carry that torch on and continue.
Do you experience that? Any stories with people maybe when they come in your shop or when they're ordering through the church?
Oh, absolutely. Customers, you know, saying, well, you know, my grandfather always did it, you know, and my parents, and now it's time for me to go and carry that tradition on. And it's important. Tradition is very important.
Absolutely. Well, at this time of the year especially, we see so many families, whatever your tradition is for this Easter season or Passover season as well, we say to you that we hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and we hope that you appreciate the many traditions that are here, right here in our area.
Thanks, Lisa. And for members of the Jewish faith, tonight marks the beginning of the 8 days of Passover. Many will gather tonight for the traditional Seder dinner. The 8-day festival of Passover commemorates the emancipation of the Israelites from slavery in ancient Egypt. This holiday weekend, you're invited to take a trip back in time, explore photos and memorabilia and more from the days of old at an open house of the Museum of the Greater Hazleton Historical Society. The museum will be open tomorrow, March 31st from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The cost is $5 per person and donations are also welcome. The museum is located at 55 North Wyoming Street in downtown Hazleton. First, there is the May primary election and then the general election more than half a year away. However, one poll is already making predictions for Barletta Casey in a matchup for United States Senate. A new Franklin and Marshall poll shows incumbent U.S. Senator Bob Casey with 43% support and current United States Congressman and congressional candidate Lou Barletta of Hazleton with 25% support. Congressman Barletta was in our studios yesterday and we asked him about the poll and about his recent appearance on Tucker Carlson on the Fox News Network.
It's not surprising. Obviously, you know, Senator Casey's been in the Senate for 12 years, 2 terms. He's run 5 statewide races. You know, I've been a member of Congress where people here back home in the district know who I am, but people around the state would not know who I am. So for a poll like that to come out early really isn't indicative of what the race will be, you know, in November.
Well, we saw polls didn't necessarily hold true in the last presidential election. So what do you think of the polls overall?
Well, especially, you know, the Franklin and Marshall poll, they also polled and said that Donald Trump was not going to win, could not win Pennsylvania, and would not be president, and all the reasons why. And I couldn't help but, you know, seeing that today, thinking back that the polls were so wrong then, and I believe the polls will be wrong once again. I don't really believe that the polling in Pennsylvania is as accurate, because many people who support Donald Trump will not tell a pollster that they support Donald Trump. So you know, we're going to run a race. I feel very optimistic. So we'll see what happens in November.
Your name has been in the national spotlight ever since you ran for Congress with the Illegal Immigration Relief Act. You recently were on Tucker Carlson talking about the city of Hazleton. So tell us about that.
Sure. So Hazleton was back in the news again, looking at not only what's happened here in Hazleton, has happened around the country to many communities just like Hazleton. And Tucker Carlson was highlighting this changing demographics across the United States. And you know, I was on again to talk about what we experienced here in Hazleton and how fast it changed, and the challenges the challenges when something like that, a change in demographics occurs so quickly, so suddenly. And that's really what the show was about, just talking about the changing demographics around the United States, and really Hazleton was at the forefront of that. And I wanted to point out, I think it was important that this was the effects of illegal immigration on a community, not legal immigration. And we need to separate the two and realize that we're all, nobody knows better than folks here in Hazleton, about our ancestors when they came to America for a better life and a better job. And Hazleton has been very welcoming to the new immigrants who have moved here to Hazleton to make that their home. However, illegal immigration has a complete opposite effect, and I've highlighted that early on as my days as mayor. We're still dealing with the issue. Many cities have found out that maybe what I was talking about at the time was reality.
Congressman Barletta has two challengers for the Republican Senate nomination in the May 15th primary. The victor will then go head-to-head with Democratic Senator Bob Casey in November. And you can hear more from Congressman Lou Barletta on a new Sam Lassand show. It airs tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. on SSPTV and is available anytime with our Samsung Productions app and at ssptv.com. Time is running out to purchase the Angela Park DVD at a special price. SSPTV produced this documentary on one of the area's most popular family amusement parks of old, Angela Park. And now through this Sunday, April 1st, you can purchase the DVD online only for just $15.99. But this special deal only lasts until Sunday. To order your Angela Park DVD, simply go to ssptv.com/Angela Park. And to watch all of our SSP TV programming, remember to pick it up, the TV Weekly insert found in Sunday's Standard Speaker. And don't forget to clip the money-saving coupons as well. Coming up next, we're talking about the big kickoff to Art Youth Expo 8 in downtown Hazleton, and later Ronnie Marchetti brings us his short shot segment during sports. And stay tuned for this week's Lovable Pets in our Adopt Me segment from the Hazleton Animal Shelter. This is SSP TV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Our dear friends from AYE 8, that's Art Youth Expo 8, happening in downtown Hazleton on April 5th, 6th, and 7th, are back. And that means that Dr. Carl Frankel is here and also Gina Dignazio talking about the great events. We hinted about the kickoff the last time you guys were here, but this is really something different and really a special event because, my gosh, you have an ambassador from the United Nations coming here, an art ambassador, hosting this event.
Yes, that would be Ibi Inca Alau, and he's just an amazing artist. He's very charming and very knowledgeable in his field, but he'll be facilitating the panel discussion that we have at Lackawanna College on Thursday. The other exciting thing too is just in previous years, AYE was just Friday and Saturday, so this year we've extended it to Thursday night. And we have a couple other artists on the panel that are pretty inspiring. One of them is Kathy Bestwick. She's currently the co-president of the Hazleton Art League, but she used to run the Phoenix Village Art Center outside of Philadelphia. She actually kept a nonprofit art center in the black, which is amazing, yes. So she's one of the speakers. We also have Michael Barata, and he's a local guy. He calls himself a social change enthusiast. He's a wizard with marketing and things like that, and he's also a psychology professor for Luzerne County Community College. Some of his students are going to be in our event on Saturday, too.
So this is really unique. You've never had anything like this. And many people know Ibiunka. They call him Ibi. He told us to call him Ibi when we met him before. A wonderful man, very talented, very personable. I think that he's gone around to the kids, inspired art in all ages at the schools and everything like that. So it's really great to have him involved with this as well, Carl. So how thrilled are you to have this special event and the fact that this program does continue to grow, that now 3 days, and hopefully you're hoping to take it even further than this?
Thrilled is a good word. First of all, it's just nice to grow the event additional day. It's more work, but that's what we're here for. But it's the nature of the event, too. This was actually Ibby's concept, and he's bringing two huge creations, pieces of work with him that are so large that they had to frame them in a special way so that they would fit into a vehicle.
Wow.
That's another feature. But Ibby, as his position as arts ambassador, is a firm believer in the role that arts can play in community building. And the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress, part of their vision for downtown was that the arts can be an important part of bringing our community together and building a new city core. And so this panel is to bring together people who have already worked in that area, like what Kathy did for Phoenixville, but also anyone else who is an artist or just somebody who wants a new, better Hazleton, wants to help Hazleton grow, to come and hear what they have to say and to share their ideas. So it's a panel discussion, but there'll be plenty of opportunity for people who will come to hear the panel to participate.
That's really nice. And we have seen that this is truly working in downtown Hazleton. We see the mural that Mary Veronica Sweeney did. We see the new Hazleton Art League building, the former Security Savings Bank building. That's going to be stellar when that's completed as well. So art is really bringing life to downtown Hazleton.
As it has for many other communities. This is a tried and true path that other communities have run. People from around here, if you've been to Bethlehem, the Allentown Bethlehem area, Phoenixville is another, even as close as Pottsville, the arts have done a great thing for the community. We want to do that here.
Well, you are doing that here, and I congratulate all of you for this. Before we wrap up, this is happening, the panel discussion on your opening night, but Friday and Saturday, a lot of events and a lot of art throughout the area from young students. You just want to give a shout out on that, and then we'll be back with you to talk more about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, AYE's featured gallery exhibit would be at the Hazleton Art League, and that showcases artwork from students between the ages of 13 to 30, well, students and young artists. And there's really awesome prize money. This show has a $2,300 payout.
Wow.
So future artists, get involved, start putting your stuff in exhibits, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, for the complete list of events, you can go to their Facebook page and you can go to their website to see everything that is happening. You're going to want to come out, and really, it's a family fun event for everyone, especially on Saturday. There's a lot of events, but to take the little ones of all ages through the downtown to see the beautiful art and the beautiful talent we have and what it's doing to help our community grow.
We have more previews of AYE8 coming your way next week on SSPTV News, but right now it's Adopt Me from the Hazleton Animal Shelter, and the cat and dog really love the camera this week.
Hello again. Here I have with me Kiki. Kiki is one of our most beloved dogs in a very special case. Like all of our animals, she is spayed, current on her distemper and rabies vaccines. She's also been tested for heartworm and Lyme and come up negative, and she's also microchipped. Kiki here is a very loving and affectionate dog, but like many animals, she's unfortunately very afraid of men. We don't have all the details and facts about her past, but we believe at some point some sort of abuse took place in her life. Kiki, as lovable as she is, would not do well in a household where there are only men present. For Kiki, we're either looking for a female owner or for a home where there's always a female present. Although never aggressive, Kiki here is very fearful around men at times. Despite her apprehension around human males, once she gets to know and bond with you, she's very sweet, loving, and affectionate. That's it for this week's dog. Let's have a look at our cats. And here I have with me Shiva. Shiva is an approximately 6 to 8 month old kitten who, like all of our animals up for adoption, is spayed, current on her rabies and distemper shot, and has been tested for feline leukemia and FIV and has come up negative for both. Shiva here does very well in the colony with other cats, so we think she'd do fine in a home where there's already cats there. Shiva is also very loving and affectionate, so we don't think she'd mind being the only cat in the house as long as she's well spoiled. Because she doesn't mind being held, we think she would do well in a household with children as well. That's it for this week's pets. If anybody at home is interested in adopting Kiki, Shiva here, or any of the other animals we have up for adoption, please come on down to the Hazleton Animal Shelter here at 101 North Poplar Street.
Major League Baseball season starts today. Would you believe it? Anyway, heartbreaking finish, and that's what it was when Abraham Lincoln edged Hazelnerry in overtime by 2 points last Saturday. Hi, everybody, on this Good Friday. It's a lot more painful to lose by 2 points than 42. Lourdes Regional of Shamokin lost the single-A state championship game to Kennedy Christian by 42, 78-36 on Monday night in Hershey. It was a game for the ages last Saturday at Bethlehem Catholic, a tremendous game before a tremendous standing room only crowd. Jeff Lanuda scored 17 points in the first half. His 17th was his career 1,000. He finished with 25 for the game and 1,008 for his high school career. Tim Samick finished with 14 for his last game and 983 for his scholastic career. Joey Grula had 18 and Demir Faisan had 17. I'm not going to discuss any of that last semifinal game. I played it over in my mind continuously for 3 days. I'm sure many of you have too, but the score will not change. The Agnew defeat will eventually end. Think of the Wyoming Valley Conference title, the District 2 championship, plus 5 straight postseason wins over Del Val, Scranton, Norristown, North Polk in the West, and the biggest, most impressive victory over Abington of Philadelphia. The Cougars won those last 3 playoff games by a total of 44 points before losing 76-74 in overtime, ending their fabulous campaign at 26-2. Thanks to Coach Mike Joseph, his assistants, the team, and all the Hazelton area fans who followed them. This season will never be forgotten. It was a great ride for all of us. And speaking of a great ride, it certainly is one for Loyola Chicago. And it's not over yet. The Ramblers are in the Final Four. Sister Jean's Cinderella team beat Kansas State last Saturday by 14 to get into the Final Four. Held in San Antonio. Michigan beat Florida State, Villanova beat Texas Tech, and Kansas edged Duke in OT. So it will be Loyola, Michigan, Villanova, and Kansas playing in Texas. They are the Final Four. And by the way, before I forget to mention it, Abraham Lincoln, the team that beat Hazelton, the Cougars last Saturday, played Roman Catholic last night in Hershey for the state title. Roman Catholic won 90-80. And finally, my forecast for the Final Four. Now, don't take it too seriously, but this, my friends, is what's going to happen tomorrow. I would love to see Loyola beat Michigan, especially for Sister Jean. But that's not going to happen. The Wolverines are going to win. And I also would love to see the Villanova Wildcats beat the Jayhawks. But that's not going to happen. Kansas is going to win. Then on Easter Monday night, since the only 2 teams still standing will be Michigan and Kansas, I definitely would really like to see Michigan win. But that's not what's going to happen. The Kansas Jayhawks are taking home the hardware. Mark it down. Hope you check with us on Monday evening before the game to see how I'm doing with my picks. Till then, and to every one of you, happy Easter, happy and healthy Easter, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. Here's today's talk of the town. The United Way will be having a community Easter dinner on Sunday, April 1st at Holy Rosary Church in Hazelton. This event is from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. For more information or to volunteer, you can call 570-455-9515 extension 2. The Great PA Cleanup will be held on Saturday, April 21st, but if you would like to volunteer in this event, you must RSVP by April 9th. To RSVP, you can call 570-455-1509, or you can visit hazeltonchamber.org. And one today's social report with the Marian Catholic Easter egg hunt being held on Saturday, March 31st at 10 a.m. Registration will begin at 9:30 a.m. For more information, you can call 570-467-0641. And that's today's Talk of the Town.
Happy Easter from all of us here at SSPTV. We'll see you back here on Monday. Hope it's a great weekend. Take it easy, everyone.